So, where are the so called good feminists? Because one of the criticisms that feminists have of MRAs is that we only focus on the hyper extreme radical feminists who say hateful things, like hashtag kill all men and supporting laws that discriminate against men. And feminists say, well, that's not real feminists. Real feminists don't think that way. You're just looking at the extremists. Well, then where are the good feminists calling the extremists out? How come you still have mainstream feminist figures and organizations supporting Amber Heard, and yet you never see a single feminist come out anywhere and denounce them? Just look at what mainstream feminist figures and organizations do. In the United States, they support the Duluth model, which discriminates against male victims of domestic abuse. In the UK, in 2020, they pushed for a domestic abuse bill that would have cut out male victims entirely, at least in practice, and more or less quasi-legalized domestic violence against men, which is something I covered in this video. What do feminist figures like Clementine Ford or Charlotte Proudman do? They regularly tweet hateful rhetoric towards men, and yet you never see any feminists call them out. Whenever you see hashtags like kill all men, what do feminist publications like Vox and Feminist Things do? They defend it, or they say, well, you have to take it into context. You never really see any feminists come out and take a stand against misandry, and you never really see any feminists take a stand against these so-called extreme or radical feminists. So the question remains, where are all these so-called good feminists? Where are they? Because if the only people you hear are the radical and extreme feminists, then those aren't extreme examples. They're just examples.